Okay guys, this is part 3 and I'm heading back to the truck with the last few parts that I needed to repair the vehicle back to 100% drivability. The bicycle is held up pretty well here. One of the tires is a little bit wonky, but never mind. And I think I had to make about 4 or 5 trips back and forth from memory. So the time frame for this repair, basically what happened was at about 8 p.m. I got killed in real life. Not killed in real, you know what I mean. At 8 p.m. in real life, I got killed in the game. Just thought I'd clarify that. And I had to respawn, obviously. Fresh character, had to get all the stuff, Alice backpack, all my bits and pieces of my hunting knives and my hatchets and that. I had to go from where I spawned in at Camarovo. I had to get all the way back to the far northwest corner of the map to where the truck spawn is, which is just past Lapatino. Once I did that, I had to go to the Northwest airfield, but luckily I was able to find a bicycle on the way in Zelnogorsk, so that sped things up a little bit. But in total, from when I died, so basically a fresh life, respawned, from start to finish of spawning in and having the vehicle repaired, ready to drive, it took me about 8 hours. So 8 p.m. started, I finished about 3 a.m. So yeah, that's the time frame it took me to get it all done solo like this. Fair bit of work, but was totally worth it. Actually, I think that's 7 hours. Anyway, whatever, you know what I mean. Just doing some mental arithmetic there. Yeah, but this bicycle was a lifesaver, because if I had to run the whole way, it would have been so frustrating. And it really helped having a compass and stuff like that. This server is one of those servers which are easy mode servers that have your position on a map, even if you don't have GPS. So that also was a bit of a luxury to have while doing this. But we're nearly there. As I said, this journey via bicycle, a little bit of a bell ring there as well, does take around about 10 minutes. So you're going to see me riding this entire route, and we'll also be getting the truck repaired and driving the truck to a secret location as well in this particular video. Now, I have actually driven a lot of different vehicles, guys, and I'm going to bring you some footage of that stuff later on. All of this is separate to my Return to Chernarus series, which is ongoing, and that is from actually a couple of patches back now, but that was a pretty epic game, that one. So I'm going to keep bringing you guys that series as I get the videos rendered and uploaded. But all these shenanigans and adventures in between, I'll be bringing you guys, you know, on a case-by-case basis. If you guys have any suggestions for what you'd like to see me doing in DayZ, you can let me know as well. But I have no problems thinking of ideas on my own. I know some YouTubers are like, oh, I just can't think of anything to do. I need ideas for a video. I've just got ideas coming out of my ears, but it's a matter of finding the time to do them. And sometimes, like in DayZ especially, the game itself can frustrate those plans. Like how I had this pretty cool idea for a vehicle series, but unfortunately someone DDoSed the DayZ servers, like did a hacking attack on it, and that made all of our vehicles just vanish, which was really annoying, and I had to scrap that. But here we are, back at the truck. And you can see the front wheel is missing. That needs to be repaired, and I think that might be almost all there is left to do on this. Oh, misfire. Actually trying to save the bicycle there. And yeah, it looks like there's maybe only one tire that needs replacing. So I'm going to get some gear out of this. I'll grab my M4A1 hollow back. You can see that there's an AKM in there now as well. And put the M9 mag in there. G17 mag for the PDW. Good stuff. So much of this game is spent organising inventory. There we go. Repair wheel front right. Done. And if I'm not mistaken, that's just about everything fixed. So we're going to drive this bad boy in a second here. I'm just checking the stuff here that's in the gear. And I've got actually some scrap metal that I picked up. I didn't need to do this, guys, but I repaired the body unnecessarily here. Just if you're watching this, I didn't realize at the time, but you only have to repair it if it's red or orange. If it's green like that, you don't need to. So I should have just stuck that scrap metal into the back of the truck for laters. Never mind. You live and you learn. There's another tire that I've got there as well. So what I'm going to do is stick that in the back of the truck for later. And we're just about ready to go. I was woefully short on medical supplies at this point because I hadn't stopped at a hospital or anything like that, so it would have been good to have some morphine, really. And I'm just going to get all this stuff and stick it in the back of the truck so I can free up my inventory. Get rid of that wire fencing. Cool. So we'll get in the truck and give it a drive. And you actually drive, like in Australia, the driver's side is the other side, which if you saw one of the earlier videos in this, that's why I got in the passenger seat instead of the driver's seat. But we're in the right side. And checking out the interior here. It's not exactly a Rolls Royce, but let's fire this thing up and head out. Sweetness. So I've got a pretty good idea where I want to try and hide this thing and set up like a little camp. And it's basically to the north up this road here. So we'll turn around here, get on the road and head out. Now the other thing that I found out later is that it's much easier to steer if you use the keyboard keys rather than the mouse. If you use the mouse, it's just way too sensitive, and it's way easier to steer using the keyboard keys. But yeah, getting up to what's that, 70 something like that, 60 or 70 speed, and that's what the interior view looks like. But it's not quite so easy to see where you're going in first person when you're driving a vehicle. It is a bit of a beast, this truck, though, I've got to say. So the fuel's like 90% or something. Not too bad. Now apparently this truck, you can actually ride over like fences and trees and small rocks even, and other vehicles, and just crush them without taking any damage. It's almost like having a mini tank. And you can also fit a lot of players in this thing. But there's not a whole lot to see up north of the map here. But what I was thinking was that if I head right north of Skulker, I think it's called, and then head east from there, and find somewhere that I can drive it into a forest to stash it as a bit of a base, and then come back and use it later. That was the thinking. But it is very, very hard to keep a vehicle hidden in DayZ for any length of time without people finding it, no matter where you put it. Now they've made it, and this is a good thing as well, in my opinion. They've made it so you can't just drive off into what they call the green acres, or the area off the map, and just park it somewhere out there where people aren't going to find it. You have to actually, well, you can park it out there, but you'll lose it after about 6 hours or something like that. So that effectively prevents people doing that unless they have 24/7 people at their camp to start the vehicles and get out again every 6 hours. So if you're trying to save within the map itself, and that's our location there on the map, by the way. You do get clans that do grid searches for vehicles, so they'll just search every square of the map until they find your vehicle. And although that might not happen in every single server that you're in, that's one of the reasons that it's very hard to keep a vehicle for any length of time. So my suggestion to you is, if you manage to find a working vehicle, or you get one repaired like this, and that's probably where I'm going to head to hide this. If you're going to get one repaired, use it. Use the hell out of it. Because if you just repair it and stash it, which is what I'm doing here, you're probably going to lose it pretty quickly. You might not hardly even get to drive it. Cool, so I'm going to do a bit of off-roading here in this thing. We'll actually head up this hill. And this thing does go off-road. It gets up some pretty steep hills, but it's relatively slow off-road, as you've probably noticed. I don't know if you can roll it. You probably can. I'm wondering if I can head through those trees or not. Alright, so let's try and find somewhere good to stash this. Hopefully somewhere with those bushy looking pine trees. Because this thing does stand out from a distance. It's pretty much bright blue and white canopy. Okay, so we're there at the moment. I'm actually thinking that bit of forest is too close to the road and it would be too easy to see from the road in this spot, so I'm going to move it a little bit further in, maybe in the next near the next clearing. But that's pretty rocking, that truck. Bit of an interior view there. And yeah, let's get going. Alright, so we're there at the moment, and I actually want to maybe head across to that next clearing to the east. So we'll head around here. Going through a little bit of fuel, but still got 2/3 of the tank left. So actually the bicycle is much quicker over terrain like this. I think we were doing like 55 on the bicycle across fields like this. Whereas this thing is only doing about 30 or whatever. Okay, downhill's a little bit better though. So this area here is pretty much where I'm going to stash the truck for the time being, because as I said, when I did this repair, it was like 3 AM by this point, and I just wanted to get some sleep, so I decided to stash it in the forest here, where surely no one's going to find it out here, right? And I think I'm trying to do a reverse in there. It's not really easy to reverse because you can't really see where you're going. So I thought I would park it, back in the trees a little way so that if anyone just happens to be in the clearing, they're not going to spot it super easy. And that'll probably do it. So save it there, guys. That is the Ural Truck, completely repaired, driven, and that's after the first one got stolen by some dude who killed me. So hope you enjoyed this brief series on repairing a vehicle, guys. For now, it is Slippery Jim out. Thanks for watching.